Every new Basecamp project starts with 5 project tools: a message board, to-dos, docs and files, Campfire, and a schedule. But one of the best ways to personalize your Basecamp account is to personalize the tools within your projects. In this video, I'm going to quickly show you how you can change and rename the tools in your Basecamp project. But I also want to show you how you can duplicate tools, and even more importantly, why you might want to have duplicate tools inside a project. We'll go through some scenarios for when it might make sense to have 2 message boards, or 2 separate docs and files tools, multiple to-do tools, or even multiple campfires inside a project. I'll even give you a glimpse into a few projects we use here at Basecamp that are taking advantage of this multiple tool situation. Let's get to it. From inside a Basecamp project, the 3-dot menu at the top right will take you to Change Tools. When you're in a new project, you'll see the 5 basic tools at the top, and then 3 additional tools just below that. You can toggle on any of the tools you want to add to the project, and you can also toggle off any tools you don't need. On this same screen, you can rename the tools. We call them to-dos, but maybe you prefer to call them assignments. Or maybe what we call Campfire, you want to refer to as chat. We're not offended. Call it whatever you want. On the bottom of each tool, you'll see a link to add another, and clicking it will open up a duplicate of that tool where you'll be able to give it a name. Now, when you have 2 of the same types of tools in a project, the naming of each tool becomes even more important. What you call that tool will help people inside the project know how to use it. Let's take duplicate message boards, for example. Here at Basecamp, we have a project called What Works, and it's the place where everyone in the entire company reports on what they're working on. In addition to a schedule, to-dos, and automatic check-ins, this project has 2 message boards, one called Kickoffs and one called Heartbeats. The Kickoffs message board is where each department lead shares a post about what their team will be working on during the next 6-week cycle. Those same team leaders add a post on the Heartbeats message board at the conclusion of the 6 weeks to share their department's progress. Now, while we could have one message board with both kickoff and heartbeat posts, having 2 separate message boards helps things stay a little more organized. Our Basecamp mobile team uses multiple card tables inside their team project. When they first started working with the card table tool, they would add the product name, either Basecamp or Hey, and the platform, either Android or iOS, to each card table card to identify what the card was all about. But once things got a little busier, they split that up into multiple card table tools. Their project now has 4 card table tools, 2 for Android and 2 for iOS. This helped them to better organize their work and see more clearly what was on each group's plate. Now, speaking of seeing what's on everyone's to-do list, you could use multiple to-do tools to better separate or organize work amongst your team. You can still have multiple to-do lists within each tool, but everything for that person is in one place. Now, if you wanted to better isolate different types of events, you could create multiple schedules within a project. For example, you could have a schedule of employees' birthdays and work anniversaries separate from a schedule of vacation days. Separate schedules also give you the added flexibility of subscribing to just one schedule in a project or another. At the top of each schedule tool, you'll see a link to add that schedule to an external calendar, like Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, or Outlook. When you have multiple schedules within a project, you can subscribe to one and not the other, so you see what you want to and nothing more. Now, duplicating the Campfire works really well when you're working with clients. You could have one Campfire that only your internal team sees and a separate Campfire tool that's shared with the client. This keeps both chat features within the same project, but divides them into private and client-facing categories. I have a separate video about working with clients in Basecamp, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already. The beauty of Basecamp is that it's incredibly flexible and it can grow with you as your project grows. If you start with one docs and file tool and then find that there are more items than you can keep up with, you can easily add a second one and reorganize some things. You can move items between tools with the 3-dot menu at the top right and choosing Move. From there, you'll be able to select where to move your item from the dropdown. Now, keep in mind that when you change, rename, or duplicate tools in a Basecamp project, it will change how those tools appear for everyone on the project. And the examples that I've given are certainly not the only ways you can use duplicate tools within a project, but I hope this video has given you some ideas and inspiration. Whether you want 1 message board or 3 message boards, 2 card tables or 5, Basecamp lets you do it. So go forth. Organize your projects. We'll be right here if you have any questions.